Good morning.
Good morning.
It's still morning, I think.
Barely.
Welcome to the Muscle of Yarn podcast. It's Wednesday, the 22nd. Is it Earth Day today? Yeah, this is not going to go well. I can already tell. We can't even get through the introduction without freezing up.
It was really kind of funny because when you said this is the Muscle of Yarn podcast, it was like this is the yeah, but
Oh my gosh. I wonder if it's recording my version or your version.
Probably recording your version, I would think. I don't know. I would think, but we'll see.
I guess we'll find out. It may be a podcast with just me talking. Or I'll have to voice over it when we're done. That would be kind of funny too. Well, so I guess getting back, this is the Muscle of Yarn podcast. We are usually record in our yarn shop in Shelburne, Vermont. Kelly is currently there. I am not at my office today. I'm in an undisclosed location, also known as my guest room. We anticipate perhaps having some interesting or spotty internet issues since I am recording at home, but we'll see. Probably also have some special guests popping in through that door right there because it doesn't lock. And even if I did lock it, people would just start knocking and pounding on the door. So you can find the store out on all social media as Must Love Yarn. I was just waiting to see if you were going to add anything.
No, I was letting you do your normal spiel.
Okay.
You kind of do, so I wasn't frozen, I found it.
I can't even tell. I'm like, is she frozen? It's gonna have to be like the podcast name, Frozen in Time. So you can follow the store out on all social media as Must Love Yarn. We've got a fun group on Ravelry. Follow us on Instagram. Like us on Facebook. The normal places. And you can.
Yeah, I was just going to say we do have the virtual knit groups too that we're still hosting Wednesday nights and Sunday afternoons. And if anybody's interested, just email us or message us somehow. Email I get better. Somebody messaged me on Instagram and I didn't get the notification for days after. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I don't, for whatever reason, sometimes getting messages through that, they don't show up.
It's weird if somebody's not in your follow list, it goes to a different place. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. Anyway,
just email us at hello@mustloveyarn.com and then I can send you the links for the groups.
Yep, and it's fun. It's nice to just check in with everybody and see what's going on.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, totally fine. Totally fine. And I'm Angela.
And I'm Kelly.
And you can find me out on social media, Instagram and Ravelry as Junior Bird Kid.
And you can find me on Instagram as KELLYSPINS, and you can find me on Ravelry as KELLYSPINS.
Yep. And we do have podcast mascots. They're currently taking a rest, which means I forgot to grab them before we started podcasting. And they also have their own Instagram page, so feel free to follow their shenanigans out on Instagram. And if I can figure out how to insert a picture of those meerkats, I will do it. I'm working with a new platform, and I have to relearn a lot of stuff. So we'll see if I figure it out.
There's just a loud noise. I didn't know what it was.
Oh. So we start our podcast with our pick of the week. And are we running the same sort of gift card promotion that we have been?
Yep, gift card promotion and free shipping promotions happening still. And we have the information about the gift card promotion in show notes. And the free shipping, all you have to do is use code free shipping at checkout and you'll get free shipping. And if you go to our website, right on the homepage is that information as well. So
yep, and it doesn't happen automatically, so it does require the code.
I was gonna, because we have always done free shipping on orders over $150. So I was gonna see if I could adjust that and just change that so it's free shipping on all domestic orders. So it's only U.S. shipping, free U.S. shipping.
Yep. That would definitely make it simpler.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, because if I can do that, then we can start doing regular picks of the week because people will be able to use it. So I'll check into that this week and see if I can adjust that.
Cool.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. That works. So I'm wearing my Descent sweater today because it's cold here. Note this morning. Mother Nature, I'm looking at you. That's a funny joke, snowing on Earth Day. I still have not blocked it. So you can see it's a little like crinkly through the collar work. I will get around to it. Still can wear it. No, not going out in public anyway, except now all of you are seeing me in my unblocked Descent sweater.
More people will see you through the podcast than if you wore it out to like go to the grocery store or something anyway.
That's true. And all the people that watch this podcast would be like, that's not blocked. Your color works ripply. Where if I'm out in public, like they just
nobody would know. I know.
notice.
Unless you happen to run into another knitter.
That's true. And there are a lot of them out there. So
yeah.
You never know. Never know. Are you wearing any hand knits today, Kyle? Doesn't look like it.
No hand knits today. I know.
But you look all fancy.
No.
No?
You know, I'm not really. It's a long sleeve t-shirt. It's from Ella Bean. It's one of those. It has
nice.
And then this is actually, I got a couple shipments from Stitch Fix. I don't do their regular thing, but every once in a while if I need some new clothes or whatever. And this is in it. And it's actually a jersey material. It looks like a really nice little blazer, but it's jersey material. So it's super soft and cozy. So nice. I can look kind of like decent, but
you can look fancy, but you're really comfortable.
Fancy, but I'm wearing like t-shirts.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the best kind.
Yeah.
Those are the best kind. So do you have any finished objects this week?
Not one. I've hardly done. I was looking at my stuff this morning. I'm like, this is going to be the worst podcast from me because I have not been doing much knitting at all. So no, I have nothing finished. And when I show you my whips, people are going to be like, yeah, you haven't been doing any knitting.
I've been thinking about doing a lot of knitting. I've been thinking about doing more knitting than I actually have been doing knitting. I like knitting all over the place brain right now. Like having a hard time like focusing and like trying to pick out like what I want to knit next. Like this happens sometimes when I go digging through my stash because I see so much yarn and then I have all kinds of ideas and then I can't implement them because I have too many ideas.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm the same way.
So there's some of that happening. But people are calling for yarn. See, normally people can hear the doorbell, but now they're just going to have to listen to the phone ring.
front and I'm way in the back.
Yeah.
But I forgot my headphones today. So hopefully my audio isn't too horrible.
So what I want to know is if it's recording, I wonder whose screen it's recording, because like every so often this message keeps popping up on my screen that says your internet is unstable. And I just wonder if that's getting recorded, because I think it's funny.
I don't think so. I think it only records the feed that's coming in.
We'll find out, because I'm pretty sure our little names at the bottom of our screen
Yeah, don't show up on them.
don't show up either. So I finished my first pair of the Cranky Sheep Hogwarts socks.
Nice.
And I ran out of the yellow. Oops, that's the wrong sock. I ran out of the yellow, so I had to put a black toe in one. That's okay. And I'm working on the second pair. So this one was definitely long enough for 2 pairs of socks with a cuff, mostly because I'm making them for people with shorter feet. So that's my only finished object, and really there's not a huge amount of knitting that actually went into these guys.
Well,
That's just, it's the way it goes. So, but it's a FO count knit, and working on number 2 here. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one that I did before. So I'm going to put a cuff on one end, and then I'm going to put a cuff on the other end, and then I'm going to find the middle and then put the toes in, and then add the heel in, so I can use everything that's left. So maybe by next week I'll have a U-turn sock like I did that one time.
Cool.
Fun.
I should have brought what I have my favorite pair of jeans, and they're starting to get holes along the knees and the thighs, and working outside. And so I started to do some visible mending with them. So that's
nice.
part of what I'm working on when I haven't been knitting, and been doing some baking and cooking. I mean, I cook and bake quite a bit anyway, but
I know I saw your pasta stuff from last night. That looked delicious.
Yeah, it was really good. When I lived in New York, we lived in the Adirondacks, and I used to make a lot more of our pasta when I lived there, and so it was kind of nice getting back to doing that. So
it's so fresh pasta is so amazing.
Yeah, and we have so many eggs because our chickens are back into high gear with the daylight hours, and so it's nice finding other ways to use them, because there's only so many times you can eat quiche and scrambled eggs and poached eggs and
That's true.
boiled eggs, and so
yes, absolutely. Well, and you need to get rid of some of those eggs.
Anytime you want egg.
Okay. I might leave you. I've got a couple of egg containers here. I'll leave them. I'll try to remember to scoop them up. I'll leave them at the store for you.
Okay.
When I pop in tomorrow. So yes, I would love some.
Cool.
Figure out how to get them from you.
I know I should have thought to bring some. I could have stuck them in the fridge here.
It's all right. I can even just pop over to your house and pick them up outside or something. So
that's fine too. Our neighbors across the street, we'd seen them out while we were raking up all the stones and turned over grass and everything from plowing from the winter. So Bob and I were out raking everything up, and we saw our neighbors out there, and we're like, hey, do you guys like eggs? Because he was taking them to work. Bob was taking them to work and selling them, but of course now that he's working from home, we're not doing that.
He could try to sell them to you, but that probably wouldn't go over very well.
So we asked our neighbors, we're like, hey, do you want some eggs? And they're like, we've never had fresh farm eggs before. So we're like,
Wow.
well, you're in for a treat. So we gave them some. And then last week they were bringing the egg carton back, and we're like, want some more? And they're like, really? Do you want us to pay for them? And we're like, I just enjoy them. So I'm
Nice.
sure, it's one of those things with neighbors, like, that you're probably going to have to ask them for something at some point. So,
Yeah.
it all comes out in the wash.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So my my blanket of calm whips
Oh, yeah.
is the production has slowed down quite a bit. My Zoom meeting time has decreased a lot in the last week or so, which I'm not actually complaining about because I don't really find it that fun to be on a video conference for like hours.
Yeah.
But I added a few more squares, and I think that's what I was actually working on at Knit Group on Sunday.
Nice.
So a few more squares of this color. See, I've got all these things that I'm knitting in dark colors or crocheting in dark colors. Like, what is up with that?
I know, because I'm like, are those black?
I know, right? They're green. They're green brown. Green brown.
I'll trust you.
Yeah. Everything I'm working on right now is black. We'll just go with that. Here, I'll work on this colorway. How does that? Is that better? Pink.
Yep.
Pink, 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 pink. So I've been doing some work on that, though not as much. Where'd my crochet hook go? Oh, there it is. I did a little bit on the All Points South cowl. Teeny tiny bit. Well, there's my unstable internet connection again. Little teeny tiny bit.
Nice.
Just like an inch.
Well, every little bit counts.
I was gonna say, which is probably more knitting than I'm giving myself credit for, because there's probably somewhere between 250 and 300 stitches on the needles right now. So like each row is a lot of knitting. So there's that, but that's what it looks like. It goes this way, right? Top down. It's like a poncho-y thing. With lots of different like texture and colors and stuff. So that's kind of cool.
Nice.
Makes it interesting. Like just when you kind of feel yourself getting bored with one section, it's time for the next section.
Cool.
What you been working on?
Right now I am knitting on the Brandolin summer top, which is not that far. So it's bottom up and it's in the round until you get to where the sleeves separate, and then you do the front and the back separately. But
Okay.
I just picked this up because the other one that I had been working on, which is the Peru tweed sweater, I'm getting close to the point where I'm going to have to do some shaping for the shoulders. So it's a really kind of slouchy, big, oversized pullover. And
Nice.
there is some texture on it. It's hard to see. So this yarn is considered a worsted, but it's really fuzzy, and then it's got little tweedy bits in it too. So it's really, really light and airy, and I'm knitting it on a 9. So I mean, you can kind of see through it because I'm wearing such a bright color. But you can kind of see there's texture. So there's some stockinette sections, there's a little bit of garter, and then some ribbing, and then more garter, and then stockinette, and you just kind of repeat that throughout. And but because it's so oversized, you actually the panel, this is where the sleeves are going to start, which for me is usually would be really, really short and would mean a crop sweater. But because it kind of, the shoulders are low and the arm openings are wide and everything, it's going to sit lower. So I stopped working on this because I am going to be, well, I probably still have a few inches before I have to do any shaping for the shoulders.
Nice.
But it's pretty much just a couple rectangles, and then you pick up for the sleeves and do the sleeves. So it's super easy. There is some like the shoulder shaping, so that those are kind of rounded and will fit a little bit better, but it's meant to be a really loose, cozy pullover.
Nice.
But because it's knit on the 9s, it is really airy and light. It doesn't feel like you're wearing a really heavy sweater. So it's so funny because this yarn and the yarn that I'm using for the Brandolin top are both Lana Grossa yarns. So this one's Peru Tweed and this one is Sololino. That's a linen. So yeah, those are the only 2 knitting things I've been working on. Although I was telling Ange when before we started recording that I have to pick up yarn for Bob today because he's now finished 3 hats total in his knitting career. 1 for me, the very first one he did was for me, and then he's done 2 for himself. And now he wants to knit a scarf, and he's designing it himself. He's got a very particular idea in mind of what he wants. And so we found a green that he likes. So I have to get that green for him today. And then he, believe it or not, wants to do a sweater. And because he just wants something that he can do lots of stockinette on. So I'm going to just do like a raglan top down sweater for him. We'll get some measurements and figure out how he wants it to fit. But he's having a hard time deciding on yarn for that because we didn't really have anything that was exactly what he wanted. So I'm going to also look through my stash too. There's one that we do have that he thinks he'll probably go with. It's a Lamb's Pride worsted yarn in a charcoal. But so if I don't have anything in my stash that he loves, then we'll probably just go with that one. So
Cool.
yeah.
Kind of feel like I'm at the store. There's lots of background noise. So, I have one other project that I was working on, just for fun. It was another crochet project. See, that's the end of the world is coming. Working on crochet projects. What could that possibly be? It's a Cyclops Santa. No.
Oh, that's right. Cyclops Santa.
It's a crochet Pokeball. I either messed up on doing my increases, or I was messed up doing my decreases because the 2 sides were not the same size. I had it almost done and it was stuffed, and I was like, I have like 3 more rows left. These don't match at all. And I think they're supposed to. So I don't really know what that's about. I may just add a couple more rows of the white, just knitting straight, and then do my decreases or crocheting. That may be my interim solution because I don't know at all what the problem is. Oh, my internet's unstable again. It's because I'm talking about crochet. I'm getting censored by my own internet. It's exciting. So I did not, that one has not been added to show notes yet because I just started working on it a couple days ago and hadn't got around to it, but I wanted to show it. It's entirely possible that it will disappear when it is finished to never be seen again. by me. So, but yes, my adventures in crocheting are continuing.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got all of our, well, not all of them, but a lot of our local yarns behind us. And one thing that I did, because not only are small businesses hurting, but small farms are hurting as well. On our website, I put a link in the main menu to farms and local makers that we carry their products in the store. And we can't possibly carry everything that they have. And not all of what we carry from them is on our website either. A lot of it we sell just through the store directly. But so if there's something in particular that you're looking for from one of the small farmers or makers, I have now linked all of their websites and or Facebook pages, whatever they have for digital online presence, so that people can find those there and show them a little love too, like everybody's been showing to us, which is
Awesome.
amazing.
Yeah. It's been remarkable and amazing.
It really has. I know we're trying to do like takeout from some of the local restaurants every once in a while, just, you know, because we don't eat out a lot. I like to cook, but my husband likes to cook too, so you know we do a lot of our own cooking, but just to keep some of our favorite restaurants going, we've been doing some takeout from them.
Exactly. Us too.
And we're buying as much locally and small as we can, because most of those places are doing curbside pickup, or we can buy online like what we're doing for the store. So you know, if I can in any way, that's what I've been trying to do. I haven't been shopping for much of anything besides food. So
Yeah, I mean, we kind of make, one of the grown-ups in my house makes sort of our weekly pilgrimage to the grocery store. Mostly because I can't go much longer than that without having to like get more milk or, you know, something.
I can usually go about. But for the most part, I've been able to go about 2 weeks.
Yep. We just got creamed by the internet connection. And you froze. So
No.
Yay, rural internet connections. Well, this was an experiment or a test for us, and if it may just be a sign that I will have to figure out a way to get to my office so we can do this with a faster internet connection. So, but anyway, I worked some more on my Maritimo. I'm not even going to show it because it's such a dark color. Like, it's not even going to show up. It's going to look like a big black blob with the light here. So just not, I'm not even going to torture your eyes that way. To like rig up a spotlight or something in here. Oh, I see what's going on there. Okay. Anywho, so we got a few knit-alongs going, and they're the same ones that we talked about last week. Still have not gotten prizes together for the retro along. Don't worry, I will. It's just it's hard because I would have to, if I pulled prizes together here, I'd have to get them to Kelly to ship. I mean, there's a lot more complications and moving pieces right now for that kind of stuff. So don't worry, we'll get them. We'll get to them.
Yep.
And we've got the Scrap Along is still going, and the Cloudsley Along. Those are both going. So check out the Ravelry group for the details on those. Super fun. And let's see, what else do we have? Oh, we wanted to give a very big thank you to everybody who purchased our second Seasons of Vermont box. Those have sold out this time.
Yep. I packed up the last this morning.
So thank you. I
didn't end up.
You didn't get one.
Dang it.
I think we still have one or two of the first box. So if you didn't get the second box and you want one of the, or are hearing about this for the first time, there's a couple of the first box still left. And I think the third box will be released in June.
Yep.
So stay tuned for the details of what's in that. It will be a farm yarn. And I believe, are we allowed to talk about it, or are we on?
I don't think we are allowed to tell anything yet.
Okay, so it's a farm yarn. Stay tuned. It'll be cool, we promise.
It is very cool. And Jen's been showing sneak peeks anyway because she's working on the pattern for that box.
I know, she's been showing it at Knit Group. That's why I'm so confused about like what I'm able to talk about and not talk about.
I know. Some people in Knit Group like already have a preview of the yarn and the pattern, but we're supposed to stay mum. So
okay. So if you want to see a sneak peek, you're gonna have to jump onto the Zoom virtual Knit Group.
Yep.
But anyway,
I'm not gonna spoil the surprise. If Jen does, then well,
that's true.
It's her baby, so
that's true. Yeah, it is true. All right, so we got that. We do have a I would say small, but it's probably not a small announcement about the retreat. We have moved the date of the retreat that was scheduled for the beginning of June, and we were able to secure a spot at the convention center in the middle of August that was open. So we took it. We'll see. We're fingers crossed that we'll be able to go forward with it in August. But just those dates have moved to August
13th through the 16th.
Yep. I had a little pop-up window that I just covered the dates on my show notes. So if you've already purchased a slot, you already knew that because we emailed everybody about it last week. If you didn't get a slot at the retreat, check back because I think we still have some spaces available. So if those August dates would work for you and you are interested in coming, please check out the website because there's some spaces still available.
I'm hoping that that we can continue with it. I mean, things are so weird that you never know, but
yeah,
it's a great time to be on the lake.
Yeah, I mean, only time will tell, and we'll just wait and see. We're hopefully optimistic.
That's right.
So that's what's happening with the retreat. And if you haven't seen it, it's been all over social media this morning, but Casa Pinka released what would have been her local yarn store day pattern. So every year, at least since the local yarn store day has started, she's released a pattern that if you buy the yarn required for the pattern at a local yarn store, you get the pattern for free. And they've rescheduled local yarn store day to September, but she decided to release this pattern to the yarn stores now to help. So for folks who are doing online sales, you can give people, I probably shouldn't talk too much because I haven't seen the details about how it works, but it's some sort of code that you can, when you purchase the yarn shop will give you a code, and you can use it to add the pattern to your Ravelry library.
I'll have to look at, because I usually get emails from her about it, so I'll have to look and see if I got one about it. I probably did, but
Okay.
I think I'll look, and if I did, then I'll put something in show notes about it.
Okay. It sounds like you could still email her.
Yeah, I'll and if I can, then I'll add something to show notes about how to go about if you want to buy the yarn from us and get the pattern code.
Yep.
What to do so that that happens.
Because it's, oh, I put my phone in airplane mode, so I can't. Is that it? That's it right there. It's called Breathe and Hope. It's a shawl. It's a 2-color shawl. So the requirement is to buy 2 skeins of fingering yarn that are at least 400 yards each to make the shawl. And then if you do that, there's a coupon code that we're able to give you that you can use. But the thing to keep in mind is that the coupon code go into effect on Friday, and I think they're only good like through the weekend. So you got to put that code in pretty quick. So that's the details with that. But Kelly's going to double check. We should, one way or the other, should have access to that program for you guys. So, because we've done it in the past.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a pretty shawl. Anyway, most of her stuff is gorgeous anyway. Hence the Casa Pinka cast on party from a couple weeks ago. So that would be something to take a look at over the weekend. We've got lots of cool yarns that you could use for that from a lot of our local producers.
Yeah.
So, and Kelly is generally in the store on Fridays. So I'll have the podcast uploaded. I'm going to try to edit it this afternoon and start the upload tonight. So if all goes well, it might be uploaded tomorrow sometime. Woohoo! Yep, here comes an interloper. Hi. Hi. Can you? Because I have headphones on. Can you go out, please? No. Oh, I need you to. Can you go out, please? Just wave. Okay. Can you go? I'm surprised it's taken that long.
That's cute.
Anyway, so I don't know that I have much else. It's probably gonna be kind of a short podcast this week.
Yeah, that's fine though. I mean, everybody's got, there's a lot of podcasts out there right now because people have time on their hands, so
They do. What's everybody watching on like Netflix?
Yeah, that's good. We've been watching it's on Amazon, and it's a tiny house show. We like watching like a lot of the home shows and things like that. And it's a tiny house show, and it's mostly in Europe and Australia. It's like they alternate. They're like one in Australia, one in Europe. And so we've been watching that. And it's nice because the episodes are only like 20 or 25 minutes or something. So if you want just a little bit of something to watch.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we've got a few kind of shows we just pop on and watch, but we haven't really been watching anything new.
I started watching Rain last night on Netflix. It's about Mary Queen of Scots.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Rain, Reighn, not
Yeah.
G-N, not rain, like the weather.
Yeah.
I got through I think just the pilot, the first episode.
Yeah.
We'll see. Let's see how that one goes.
I'd be curious to watch it. I actually read a history of Mary Queen of Scots. It was good. It was interesting. I mean, there's you hear about some of the big points of her reign, but then it was really kind of interesting, some of the other stuff that I didn't know that happened. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know how factually accurate this show is because it's a fictionalized series, but we'll see. But it looks like she is a fascinating woman in history.
Unfortunately, she made some bad choices, and those kind of bad choices got compounded and led to really bad things. So
yeah,
it's unfortunate. Of course, hindsight's 2020. When you look back on it, you're like, oh, why did you do that? And exactly. But yep. So, all right. Well, we'll see what happens with the audio here. Ooh. Yeah, hopefully it holds together and is presentable in some small way, but we tried. Again.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, well, we'll see. But hopefully everybody's staying safe and able to relax a little bit and take some time.
Yeah.
And if you can't and you're an essential worker, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
For being out on the front lines. So
yeah, I know I've got some of my friends are nurses and they've been putting in a lot of hours. So
yep. So we're gonna try to shoot for getting back, I think, weekly. I think people's schedules have kind of stabilized maybe a little bit for right now.
Although that may change if you have to go into your office to record because of the internet.
Yeah, well, we'll see. But I think, if Kelly's going on sort of a predictable schedule to the store, I can work around that. So we'll get it figured out. Because yeah, the lighting's terrible here, and the internet's terrible, and just this is anyway. Probably shouldn't make any comments. It'll just get me into trouble.
And she's like, I'm just gonna zip it and move along.
Moving on. Next point, which is we will see all of you later. Thank you for everybody for all of your support.
Yeah,
supporting the store during this time. We really appreciate it. It's potentially going to be the difference between us being able to open back up whenever that is, and having to make some hard decisions. So we really appreciate everybody's support and continued support with ordering through the online store. So
yep, yeah, it's meant a lot to us.
Yeah. Yep, it has. So with that, we will hopefully see everybody next week. And we'll see if we can't figure out that free shipping thing so that we can start bringing you a weekly pick with yarn with the coupon code.
Yep.
So, all right. Till then, see everybody later. Bye. Oh, and I did end up upgrading my Zoom account, so now I'm a
pro.
I'm a pro. I'm a Zoomed pro. Yes. Oh, and I forgot those silly meerkats. Oh well.
They just are going to be napping today.
They are social distance napping. Fun times. All right, what am I going to work on? So I did run out of that yellow yarn on the toe. Did we freeze?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think so. You froze up on me.
This may be the challenge with me trying to do this at home.
Yeah, you've gotten a little bit choppy on occasion.
Well, hopefully it'll stay in the outtakes. And if the TV gets turned off and John takes the kids outside, it means I will be the only person using the internet. So we podcast fast. So I ran out of yellow yarn.
Oh,
on the toe.
That's totally fine. It looks good.
Yeah, I don't.
Just a little black toe.
Exactly. And I could make this one match if I decide that it totally is going to bug me.
Yeah.
But I just find it interesting that I can't do heels, toes, and cuffs out of a mini skein. That's weird.
I know, and you didn't do a very tall cuff.
No, it's not a very tall cuff at all. I don't know what's up. This is the second time I've run out of yarn with a mini skein on heels, toes, and cuffs. I don't get it. I don't like it. Oh well. Oh well. Doing a taller cuff on this one in black. Wow, I have awesome lighting in here.
I know, I can't even tell what color that is.
It's black. It doesn't help that it's not very bright outside today. Yeah, I would normally be getting some light through the window.
It was snowing at my house this morning.
Yep, we had snow on the ground here too. That was very exciting. Okay. All right. Suppose I should start this other computer where my show notes are. There we go. All right. So what do we think? Are we ready?
Ready.
Ready. Okay.